everybody, welcome back to my channel. Standard greeting. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope that your week has started off well, and I hope that it's going great for you. We're a little late on this update. Things just got away from us. But if you're interested in seeing how week 25 went for me in this pregnancy and all the things, and we're also going to do a pregnancy tag at the end of the update. If you're interested in all of that, I ask that you just please keep watching. All right, welcome back. We're going to jump right into it because I'm not sure how long the pregnancy tag is going to take, and these videos have been running kind of long, so we're going to try and keep it short, but I can't guarantee it. So let's start off with the symptoms of pregnancy. Well, actually, let's start off with the Ovia app, and we'll see how big baby is for this week. So baby is about the size of a Napa cabbage. And if you've ever seen those are kind of big. Not really big, but kind of, sort of. And then if she was a weird but cute animal, she would be the size of a prairie dog. Oh, okay. So we're either at a Napa cabbage or we're at a prairie dog. Either way, it's fun. So let's go into symptoms of what's been happening. Sleep is it's a luxury commodity at this point in the pregnancy. Things are shifting, things are growing, we're getting like, there's more Braxton Hicks, so we're getting, more of those kind of like contractions and tightening of the belly and the womb, and everything is just getting tight. So it's uncomfortable. It's hard to find a position to sleep in. The bed is getting very crowded because, the boyfriend's on one side, and then there's like the pillow in the middle, and then there's me. And I think I'm going to have to break down and get one of those pregnancy pillows because the pillow that I'm using now is just really not cutting it for me. It's I just don't know what it is, and I don't know what the pregnancy pillow is supposed to do, so maybe I should go get one. So sleep is a luxury. I think maybe total I probably get about 3, maybe 4 hours of sleep, and I guess that's good practice for when the baby gets here. I'm not really appreciating it, but it's kind of necessary. Let's see what else is going on in pregnancy land. Again, the mucus, we're still dealing with that. That's always fun. Not next week, but I think the week after, I have to go do the sugar test where they test for gestational diabetes. It sounds like it's going to be fun. Basically drink like a crap load of sugar and then you wait and then they test you. That's always fun. But the upside is I get an ultrasound while we're waiting. So, okay, I can handle that. There's no new cravings. I'm still all about the fruit. The craving for eggs kind of went away, so I'm back to the kind of love-hate relationship with eggs. I haven't really picked up anything else. I was on a protein kick for a little bit, and I think that had to do with, baby needing the protein. So it was like chicken and beans, and mostly it was meat, I'm not gonna lie. So I did have the protein kick. That didn't last all that long. So that's good. No swelling of the hands and feet. She is much more active now. She is, when I'm awake and moving, she kind of, I guess, she goes to sleep because they say the movements kind of rock the baby to sleep. So, she sleeps pretty much during the day when I'm up and about, but it's like the minute I sit down, like 10 minutes later, she's kicking the snot out of me, which is always fun. And then, so yeah, she's very active now, and I don't know if it's her or not, and when I get to the doctor's office we'll find out, but like on the side, sometimes I can feel like a lump, and I think it's her head, but I'm not sure. I hope it's her head, because if it's not her head, then I've got a weird lump on my side that pops up like almost every night. If I sleep on one side and then I roll over to the other, I can feel it on my left side. So I'm hoping that it's her head. I know that sounds weird, but I hope it's her head, because if it's not her head, then that means there's something else there, and we're gonna have to look at it and figure out what's going on. Sorry, that's a template is bothering me. So let's see, what else is going on really? I think the nesting is kind of kicking in. So I'm like trying to get the nursery together. We've got a little further than we did last time, but really not where I want to be. So I have to get to work on that. I still want to like paint, and yes, I live in an apartment, but I'm gonna paint because I'm paying deposit no matter what. I have a dog, so it's like I'm gonna paint. So we want to paint, and then hang some stuff and get the crib. All that's about to come up. So I'll probably take you guys on like a pre-nursery tour and show you the hot mess that is this room, and then maybe some like some tours in between or something like that. So, and then obviously the finished product. So we'll get to work on that as well. I think that's pretty much it for symptoms. I should start writing this down, and I can't remember until I'm sitting in front of the camera, and then I'm like, I should have written it down. But no, I don't know. I can't say that I've had any other symptoms. It's the mucus, the Braxton Hicks, no swelling, no crazy cravings or anything like that. I have to say that sometimes I do get more tired, like, because it's hard to sleep, so then I get tired during the day and I have to take a nap, but then I can't really take a nap because I'm still not comfortable. I think that's the biggest shift, is the uncomfort thing. We're going to go into TMI territory really quick, and so you can fast forward past this if you're uncomfortable. The nipple situation that we talked about last week has gotten a little bit better. I did use the tattoo goo at my mom's house, and then I have the belly balm, and it's kind of calmed down a little bit. It's still like itches, and it's still a little irritated. So there is that, but it's not as itchy as it used to be. The pain in the ass thing about that is now all my bras are stained with the kind of with like the belly balm, because it's almost like a petroleum base, so it's got that kind of greasy, the grease food stain. Yeah, that's on all the clothes now, on all my like soft maternity bras. So that's a pain in the ass, but that can't be helped. So I'm going to say that that's it for symptoms. I promise that I will write them down for next time so that we can have a better conversation, because I'm really not good at keeping up with them. So with that done and all of the symptoms discussed and out in the open, what we're going to do is we're going to move into the pregnancy tag, and I'm going to answer some questions for the pregnancy tag, because I saw it and I thought, well, this seems like a fun thing and something to look back on later. So if you were interested in seeing my answers to the pregnancy tag and what else is going on in my life, then I say just keep watching. All right, welcome back to excuse me. Welcome back. We're going to do the pregnancy tag questions now, and then that'll be it. I don't have a haul, so I thought let's do the pregnancy tag instead. So let me get these questions out, and we will go through them. All right. So let's start with question number 1. And question number 1 is, how and when did you find out you were pregnant? So I actually kind of knew before the pregnancy test that I was pregnant, because to be honest, the boyfriend and I had the discussion, and we were like, we were ready, we were at a good point in our life, and so we made a decision that we were going to have a baby. And so I have to pull up my other app, which is the Clue app, which I actually heard about from Nature Bee, and it helps you keep track of your period and your cycle. So in the app, I marked when I actually missed my period. So let's see. Okay, to be perfectly honest, I think I found out that I was pregnant in October, because my period should have come the 1st of October, but I think I missed it. So yeah, I want to say about the end of October. I found out, I took the home pregnancy test, I found out that I was pregnant, and then I went to the doctor's office, and it was confirmed that I was pregnant. Sorry, I'm still searching, but yeah, I think it was around the end of, like, sometime in October. It's written down, but I don't feel like really looking for it, so... It was October. Um, that's as good as any. It was October. Um, so the second question asks, how did you feel? Um, Number one, I was surprised because I was not expecting it to happen pretty much right out the gate. Like I said in one of my other videos, they consider me advanced maternal age because I'll be 36 in August. Sounds about right. I'm old. I can't remember. And you know, the boyfriend's also, he's a year older than me. And so I just didn't expect it to happen right off the bat. I thought it would take a couple of tries, but no, it didn't. It was pretty much the first time. So I was surprised and shocked, and then, happy and anxious and scared because, you're bringing another human being into the world and you're just like, I'm not ready. Like there's no manual. They have books, but let's get real, the books are just books. So, yeah, it was a lot of things. I was excited, I was happy, I was nervous, anxious, worried, every emotion in the book, I pretty much felt. So, there you go. Question number 3 is, how old are you? I'll be 36 in August. So I'm 35 now. You know what? I feel like I'm not really that age. I clearly don't know how old I am. I'm 36 now, and I'll be 37 this year. Oh man, see, that's what happens when you get old. You don't remember how old you are because the years just fly by after you turn 25, and you're just like, I don't know how old I am. Yeah, I'll be 37 in August, so I'm 36 right now. The boyfriend will be 38 in October. Oh, getting old. It's a grand thing. So let's see, next question is, how did you tell your partner? Well, when you're in a relationship for any amount of time, your partner learns your cycle. So, especially if you've been together more than like 6 months, they know your cycle. So he already knew that I was late, and so I went and I took the pregnancy test. It came out positive, so I took a picture of the pregnancy test and I sent him the picture because he was at work and I was at home. So I sent him the picture, and he sent me a text back and was like, so what does that mean? And I was like, it means we're going to be parents. And he was like, oh, okay. It's like, woo, alrighty then. So, yeah, I sent him a picture of the pregnancy test, and after he realized what it really meant, he was excited as well. Next question is, did you wait 3 months to tell people? Why or why not? Actually, I did wait 3 months. It wasn't quite the full first trimester, but I waited at least until after I had gone to the doctor and had it approved. Or not approved, but proved that yes, you are pregnant. I had my first like prenatal appointment and everything, and the first sonogram or ultrasound. And the reason I waited was because I found out that I was pregnant in October. Thanksgiving was right around the corner, and like my family was coming in. My sister and her kids, my brother and his kids. The boyfriend was going to be down. Well, obviously he's going to be down here, and so the most important people, almost all the most important people in my life, were going to be at my house at one time. So I wanted to wait until they were there. I also wanted to make sure that, and it sounds superstitious, but that's just how it runs, is that I wanted to make sure that the pregnancy was going to stay. Like, I didn't want to tell everybody, and then, you have miscarriage, and then everybody deals with that loss. No, I didn't want to deal with that. So I waited. Number one, superstition, and number two, my family was there. It was Thanksgiving. I felt that this holiday announcement would be very special and very important. So I at least waited until Thanksgiving to tell my family and the people close to me. Oddly enough, the only person I didn't tell, and to this day I'll probably always regret it, is my best friend. I didn't tell her right off the bat. I actually waited. Mainly because I was, worried about how she would take it. She and I have been friends since college, and so she has a daughter. And for the longest time, I was one of those people that was like, no, I don't want kids. I don't really like kids. People, work in retail will cure you of wanting babies for a very long time. I love my goddaughter, and I love my nieces and nephews because they're mine. But for the most part, other people's kids kind of like turned me off a little bit. And so for the longest time, I was very like, no, I'm not going to have kids, and just, in general, the conversation used to go like that. And so when I got pregnant, I was worried that I don't know what I thought she would think, but I was worried. And so I didn't tell her until the beginning of this year. And, she was happy for me. But, there was that fear there, and I let that run me. So it was probably the hormones, because any other time in my life I would have told her straight up. So I think it was the hormones. But it took me a minute to tell her. I wish I had told her sooner, but, hindsight's 20/20. Next question. Is this your first? Yes, this is. That's pretty much the only answer for that. Do you want more? I laugh at that question because the boyfriend and I were talking one day, and we were laying in bed, and I don't know what it was, but he was freaking out. And I was like, what is your problem? What's going on? Tell me about it. And so he's like, I don't know if I can handle any more kids. And I just looked at him. I was like, we haven't even had the first kid yet. And he just kind of looked at me. And I was like, we need to get through having this kid before you can tell me if you can handle any more kids. So I think I would at least like one more. And if I do have one more, I would like for them to be pretty close. My brother and sisters and I, my brother is my closest sibling, and he's 9 years older than me. So, we all as children kind of grew up as only children, because my sister is older than my brother. Both of my sisters are older than my brother. So, I don't want to say it was lonely, but, you kind of, you look at other people that have brothers and sisters that are close to them, and you get kind of lonely a little bit. And you think about, what would life be like if my brother was only 2 years older than me? Maybe we went to the same high school, and we kind of experienced the same things at the same time. So if we do have another child, it would have to be at least within a year or two of this child being born. So I think I would like at least one more. That's the answer to the question. I think at least one more. Your biggest craving? I think my biggest craving is fruit. I've always loved fruit, so it's not a crazy craving, but I find myself lately wanting fruit more. I went and got a bag of grapes, and for a while there, me and grapes were, kind of on the outs. That has to do with my mother, another story. So I just bought some grapes and cantaloupe and apple, oranges, bananas, anything like that really, I would say is my biggest craving. What's the worst part of being pregnant? I'm gonna tell you the truth, the whole thing. And that sounds so horrible, and it's probably gonna turn off somebody, and if it does, I apologize. The best part of being pregnant is the ultrasounds and like feeling the movements. Like those are the two best things, and they kind of make up for everything else that happens. There are some women in life who go through pregnancy and it's just the most wonderful thing for them. The birds are chirping, their time bows in their hair, whatever. They can't hang out with me. Your body hurts, your back aches. You're literally not in control of your body anymore. Somebody else is in control of your body. And it's going to stay that way for, 9 months, 10 according to the doctors now, because they've changed the way that they calculate it. But the point is, for a good chunk of almost a year, your body belongs to somebody else. And you're not in control of it anymore. It's kind of turning against you. And there are days where you're just like, you just want to give up. You don't, because, at the end, there's a baby waiting for you, and it's a good thing. I'm not going to get sappy and be like, oh, no. But, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. How about that? The best thing about pregnancy, again, is the ultrasounds and the movement. And that's pretty much it. Clothes don't fit anymore. You gotta get new clothes, and then people feel that they don't do it to me, but I've seen it happen to other women where people feel like you're pregnant and so now you're just public property and they can just come up and rub your belly. And you're like, if you don't stop touching me, I'm going to hurt you. Again, nobody's done that to me. And I keep the angry black lady face on at all times so that they don't do that to me. Because let's move on to the next question. I skipped over a question, but I already answered it, which is, what's the best part of being pregnant? Best part is the ultrasounds and seeing your baby and the, like, I call them little karate chops and hi-yas to your insides. At least during the second trimester. I heard during the third trimester it's almost like a boxing match, but still, it's kind of fun to, like, you know, realize that there's somebody else in there. And then the fact that, you know, in however many months you get to see this new person that you and somebody you love have created. So those are the three best things: ultrasounds, the little kicks, and meeting this new person that you along with the help of, you know, the good Lord and your partner have created. So that's the best part. Next question. Will you find out the gender and what do you prefer? I've already answered those questions because I already told you guys the gender. So yes, I will find out the gender. It is a little girl. What do I prefer? People used to ask me the question before I found out, and the answer's still the same. It didn't really matter. I just wanted to make sure that she was healthy, considering the fact that, you know, I'm already older. And, you know, I have my own health issues, you know, high blood pressure, and, you know, I was a gastric bypass patient, and, you know, things like that. I just need and want her to be healthy. If she, you know, comes out a boy, I just return all the pink stuff and buy some blue stuff. That's not a big deal. So I don't have a preference. As long as the baby's healthy, we're good. Do you have names picked out, and what are the stories behind them? I do have names picked out, and we're going to discuss them probably after my baby shower, because I kind of want to keep it to myself. The boyfriend's been telling everybody, and so the secret's like partially out, but I want to keep, you know, something to myself for a little bit. Her middle names, one of her middle names, because the boyfriend and I can't agree. One of her middle names is my middle name. And it's my mother's name, so, you know, it's a bit of history and something I wanted to pass down. And I would have done the same thing if it was a boy. I would have given my son one of my father's names. And then her other middle name is the boyfriend's most favorite, iconic, life-altering musician name. And so it was like, okay, that's fine. Because, you know, all I wanted was the one middle name, and then I wasn't really going to be picky about anything else. Well, not picky, but I wasn't going to make too much of a fuss about anything else. So middle name is my family name, and then another middle name is his favorite musician in the whole wide world. So after the baby shower, we'll talk about it. What's your birth plan? Well, right now, I haven't really decided on one, mostly because of the blood pressure. And part of it is because, you know, if it spikes during pregnancy, or, you know, maybe I develop preeclampsia, you know, regardless of the medicine, I may have to have a C-section. The doctors, it's not really on the table, but it's like in the back of our minds. So I don't necessarily have a birth plan. If I don't have to have a C-section, then I would like it to be, you know, kind of natural. Like, you know, I wouldn't mind an epidural if it came down to it. I'd like to try not to have an epidural, but you know, I'm not gonna lie, if the pain's too great and I wuss out, shoot me up. Let's call it a day, you know. I probably would like some soft music playing in the background. Maybe not too soft, let me get real. Maybe some like up-tempo classical music, or some like old school R&B jams or something like that. It's just something that will take my mind somewhere else while I'm doing, you know, God's work. And then I guess part of the birth plan is who you want in the room. There are really just 4 people that I want in the room at any given time, other than the doctors. 1 obviously is the boyfriend. 2 is my mother. 3 is my daddy, because that's my daddy. And 4 is my best friend. because if any of you have watched Sex and the City and you've seen the part where Miranda gives birth and Charlotte's, or not Miranda, where Miranda's there and Sarah Jessica Parker's character, Carrie, is in the hospital room, and she keeps Miranda calm. She keeps her focused and she keeps her from getting too sentimental. That is what my best friend will do for me. Everybody else will be crying and boo-hooing and what, no, I need someone there to be like, girl, you better hold it together. Stop it. Don't cry. Everything is fine. And that's who my best friend is for me. And so I would like her to be there. Probably if all hell breaks loose, that's who I'd want in there the most. Even over my daddy, I think I would want her in there the most. If I'm tearing up and I'm getting freaked out and crazy, she's the ringer. Next question. Will you breastfeed? Probably not. And somebody out there is probably going to freak out about that, and there's nothing to be done for it. When I was in my 20s, early 20, like 20, 21, I had a breast reduction. And this is back before, they were trying to be careful about saving the breasts and all that. It was just kind of like, let's suck out all the fat and call it a day. And when we sat down with the doctor, he was like, yeah, we're going to take most of your milk ducts, and there's probably going to be some nerve damage and blah, blah, blah. And I was hesitant, but my mother was like, no, let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it now. And so, that was the thing, was you're probably not going to be able to breastfeed. And so fast forward like 15 years, and one breast is still, it feels just like Novocaine is in it, and I can't feel anything at all. If you were to hit me in it, I wouldn't even know if I didn't see you do it. The other breast, the one that is kind of like itchy and whatever, that has some feeling, but underneath the breast it feels like, how Novocaine feels when it's wearing off. That's what it feels like. So, and I told my doctor that, and we're at the 90% mark where I'm probably not going to be able to breastfeed. I'll try in the hospital, but it's probably only going to be one breast, which does not make any sense. So I'll probably end up having to be a formula mom. But there's no shame in that. You got to do what you got to do to take care of your baby. And, that's what it is. Next question is, do you plan to work or be a stay-at-home mom? Girl got to work, and I go to school. So no, there's no stay at home for me. And I admire the women that, can stay home and have the ability to stay home, one way or another. I do admire them. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be one of those women. And even after I graduate school, I probably won't be a stay-at-home mom. Next question. Will you make your own baby food? Probably. And not because of any, oh my God, processed food. No, no. It's just, I like to cook, and I would probably go, to the store and find a couple of things that I like, and then, be disappointed in, the lack of variety, and, maybe the lack of textures and things like that. So I would end up making my own baby food, because again, I like to cook, and there's a pleasure in it for me, and maybe there's a little bit of that kind of, I want to make sure that I know what's going into my child. But it's not the biggest part of me. The biggest part of me is I like to cook, and I like to see the emotion on people's faces when they eat my food, and they realize that, hey, this person took this time to make this food for me. Even if my baby's 6, 7, 8 months or whatever, there's still that I'm feeding my child. So I'll probably make my own baby food and buy baby food, but probably make more than I buy. Last question, and then we're done, is, do you have nursery ideas or themes? Yes, I do. The color scheme for the nursery is gray, white, peach, and gold. So what I would like to do, and the boyfriend and I are kind of having a disagreement about it, is I want to paint the walls in this room gray. So this wall, like back here, would be gray and whatnot. And then the crib is going to be white. So I'm not sure where I left off. Dresser's going to be white. Bedding's going to be like golden white, to, draw on the gold. And then, like accents more of white and the peach and the gold, to kind of go with the theme. I don't really have an animal or anything. People have like the owl theme, and the giraffe theme or whatever. I don't really have that. Maybe I'll do feathers or something. I don't know. But I do know that those are the colors that I want in the bedroom. So, yeah, I have a theme. See how well I pull it together. Because peach is a pain in the ass color. It's either peach or coral, and I was going to do coral, but coral's hard, so it's kind of like, whatever. So it might end up being a mix of like coral and peach. Those colors, you know, coordinate well together, and they, depending on who makes the coral and who makes the peach, they can almost look the same. So we'll probably do that. But that's it. Those are my nursery themes. So without further ado, that is the end of my pregnancy tag and all the questions that came with it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's not as long as I think it is. I hope that you, if you do like it, that you go ahead and give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to the video. I hope your day goes very well after this. And that's pretty much it. So I hope to see you guys again in my next video. You have a good day. Bye.